My name is Bradford Vivian, Brad for short, and I'm a professor of communication arts and sciences at Pennsylvania State University. My English professor, Denise Albanese, who's still there, I believe, really excited me in her classroom and inspired me with trying to understand theories of language and communication, which has basically been an important foundation for my graduate study and career ever since. I was also for 3 years on the George Mason University forensics team out of the Department of Communication. And that taught me a great deal. There were tremendous memories of competition and community there. And just even more generally, too, speaking of community, when I was a student at George Mason in the mid 90s, I always remember how diverse a community it was. Even in those days. Lots of people from different walks of life as students, ethnic backgrounds, religious backgrounds, international students, but also people who were working and going to school as well as ones who recently graduated from high school. And that all of that really just accentuated my experience in the classroom and outside of it as well. That English department was fantastic. It was really inspiring and educated me in a variety of things, not only the study of English literature in a traditional way, but also a lot of theories and ideas about language, communication, and society. And really that was the spark for me to pursue graduate study in those topics and then eventually become a professor myself. When I was at George Mason, I remember there was a lot of talk, this is in the 90s, there's a lot of talk about how George Mason wanted to be a leader in becoming a 21st century university. That was the slogan at the time. And now that we're in the 21st century, I really see that leadership. And for me as a student, I didn't come from a particularly privileged background when I grew up in some ways. I moved around a lot as a kid. We struggled economically a little bit in my family. And so by the time I got to George Mason, I wasn't the accomplished student I could become over the course of a few years there. So it really changed me in that way. And it literally gave me options. It gave me a kind of freedom. It opened my horizons and gave me the freedom to choose many different career pathways instead of trying to scramble just to make ends meet. George Mason University is an institution where there's so many different choices. So sort of seek out and embrace choices. Of course, it's structured to a degree with general education requirements. And if you have a major or a minor, you have to take certain courses within that. But all those are choices. There's so many choices first coming to George Mason University. And then do you want to focus on a humanistic field or a scientific one, and how do you want to mix and match them, and how does that prepare you for not just one kind of career after, but perhaps again a choice of many different types of careers. So I'd say sort of be conscious about that and lean into that and make as many choices as you can for yourself, because it's certainly an institution that doesn't put you into just one category or box, but allows you to get such a broad and diverse experience academically and socially.